Siouxland, get ready. KCAU 9 Sports Zone is coming your way with sports director Anthony Mitchell and sports anchor Alexander Huddleston. Your inside look at all the local sports action begins now.
We are the Hardington Newcastle Wildcats.
And you're watching SportsZone.
And the highlights start now.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome into the KCAU 9 Sports Zone. I'm Anthony Mitchell. Alongside me, Alexander Huddleston. Alexander, where else would you rather be than right here, right now?
Nowhere else except Disneyland. We have a ton in store for you tonight. Top matchups, big plays. Of course, our top stop and player of the week.
Well, let's get the action rolling, of course, like we do every night here, starting off with our Sports Zone game of the week. It's Waza Osman putting its undefeated record on the line against 4-1 Hardington Newcastle. Waza Osman has only allowed an average of 14 points per game, taking on a Wildcat squad coming off its first loss of the season. Things going fast here on just the second play of the game. Matt Carlson fakes a toss and scrambles to the left, in and out of traffic. Takes it all the way down the sideline untouched for the 50-yard touchdown. Hardington looking to answer the big score. Austin Sudbeck drops back and hits his running back, Jason Himes, over the middle for a 41-yard connection. Reservations for 6. Tying the game at 6 apiece. Waza ball once again, and this time it only took one play to get back into the end zone. 50-yard TD from Matthew Schindler to put the Vikings up 12-6, but they wouldn't stop there. Waza comes on top 50-24 to remain unbeaten. What a way to start the night, featuring a pair of Nebraska teams with aspirations to continue climbing up the ranks there in Class D1.
Yes, it was fun to watch some 8-man football for myself, but now it's time to get to the rest of tonight's action, starting with MOC Floyd Valley visiting Bishop Heelan. Big-time battle in Sioux City. Scoreless at half. Iowa head coach Kirk Ferentz in attendance. Kansas commit Drayden punt on the other sideline for the Dutchman. Crusaders put together a strong drive, capped off by the Case and Thomas rushing touchdown. First score of the game is a big one. Heelan leads 7-0. MOC Floyd Valley forced a punt on its next drive. Ball gets lost in the sky off a Crusader and lands in the possession of the visitors at Heelan's 41-yard line. Special teams coming up big. Dutchman driving, lob pass is it going to be a catch? No, it's actually going to be intercepted by Caden Lester. Heelan shuts out MOC Floyd Valley with a 21-0 win.
Impressive win there. Staying in the Metro, homecoming night for Sioux City East. They've got the Rough Riders of Des Moines Roosevelt in town. First meeting between the two programs since 2022. Within minutes of the game, Sioux City East gets on the board. Amos Collins, how you doing? Runs into the end zone, but that one last is Chris Ford. A walking highlight, number 9, in and out of traffic.
Wow.
Catches the ball at the 25, and there goes that man.
Way.
All the way to the end zone. East would go up 27-0. Black Raiders roll 47-6.
That was kind of Deshaun Jackson-esque, honestly. Royals of MMCRU come into the night as the top-ranked team in Class A. Galen Catholic looks to pick up its third win in the last 4 games. 7 left in the first. Royals' Eli Harper now passes to Johnson. He goes all the way, taking it for a 60-yard touchdown, making it 6-0. MMCRU Royals on top. Galen tries to respond with 6 minutes left in the first. Jay's Wyatt Coons gets in the 50-yard run, breaking multiple tackles in the process, but the Jays can't make it to the end zone. 9 minutes left in the half. The Royals' Michael Schmillen jumps up, picks off this one. MCRU is going to win this one 28-7.
Let's keep it rolling. Lawton Bronson looking to get back in the win column after getting shut out last week. They've got Alta Aurelia at home. 3 of the last 6 in this one have been decided by 1 score. Eagles on the move. Noah Dro drops back to Rhett Roth, and it's Rhett on the run. 50-yard TD. Eagles tack on the 2-point try to go up 8-zip. Alta Aurelia forced to punt. The Warriors going to try and make a play here, but the ball sails over the punter's head. LB recovers on the 10-yard line of the Warriors, and the Eagles are going to cash in here. Noah Drew hands it off to Lane Mitchell, able to stay on his feet. Mitchell moving into the end zone. Eagles touchdown. LB, big win, 61-22.
All right, Woodbury Central remains unbeaten in Class A. They've got a chance to improve to 6-0. This is in Akron Westfield. Let's get some action going with this diving catch from Jackson Verschoor to Nathan Benedicts for a Wildcat first down. Cats cook in the red zone. Verschoor takes the snap, decides to scramble it, running in for a touchdown. Wildcats up 7-0. Wildcats on the ensuing kickoff. Caleb Johnson there to handle it for AW. Giving the Westerners great field possession for the next drive. Wildcats would go on to win this one 29-6.
Esterville Lincoln Central remains on the hunt for their first win of the year. Good chance to do so in OABCIG's homecoming. Jax DeJean honored as an All-American before the game. First quarter, Rafe Jemson rolls out to the left, hits the All-American. DeJean, number 0, playing the hero role. A big gain, move those chains. Very next play, Cade spotted in the end zone, 11 yards, untouched. The end zone, fans flipping out, no pun intended. Actually, here we go. Next OABCIG possession. Spots again, this time from 3 yards out, bulldozing his way into the end zone. Falcons go up 22-zip. They win it 50-21.
The only other local number 1 ranked team in Iowa is West Lyon. Wildcats clawing at a chance for its 19th consecutive win, taking on Ridgeview for the first time since 2015. Just before the half, Raptors looking for points. Jaren's Noblock has different plans and tackles. Hog ties the quarterback for the sack. West Lyon's first offensive play in the second half, just a handoff to Daxon Metzger, who goes untouched 56 yards all the way to the house. Wildcats extend their lead to 28 after a Raptor 4-and-out punt received by Jordan Meyer. As he's got a convoy of blockers, great upfield blocking. He cuts his way all the way to the end zone. West Lyon defeats Ridgeview with the final score of 48-7.
And wow, what a first half of action. We have to take a quick break, though. Don't go anywhere. Plenty of big matchups on the other side of the break.
As well as our Top Stop and Player of the Week awards. I will never get that right, so stay in the zone.
Don't change that channel. SportsZone will be right back. Woo!
Our Rays Mid-Bell Music Band of the Week coming from the OABCIG Falcons. The Falcon Marching Band playing a beautiful rendition of the national anthem. Welcome back to the Zone. Many of our local teams able to tally another tally in that win column.
Yeah, as a handful of our local teams are still unbeaten and look to keep it that way, including Winnebago, who hosts Little Wound in a battle of all-nations league squads. Winnebago has allowed single digits in 4 of its 5 wins. Little Wound has scored 40 or more points twice this year. Winnebago stops the Mustangs on the opening drive, making the most of the opportunity. Tricky reverse goes to Raiden Decora. He gets some space and won't be stopped on his way to the end zone. Home team tacks on the 2-point try. They go up 8-zip. Winnebago recovers the ensuing kickoff and drives back down the field. Darius Flimster rumbles into the score, 16-0 Winnebago. Same quarter Winnie in plus territory. Flimister finds room. He's gone. Home team leads by 3 possessions. Winnebago wins 64-14.
And speaking of unbeaten, Elk Point Jefferson, the number 1 ranked team in South Dakota's Class 11B, setting up a ranked battle with number 5 Wagner at beautiful Husky Stadium. In the early going, EPJ going. Luke Schmitz powers in for the score. Elk Point Jefferson takes an early 7-0 lead with just 3 left in the first. The Huskies looking for some more here. Schmitz breaks through the hole and has a ton of space, and he takes it all the way in. And let's admire that sunset, but how about this run as well?
Golden
number 40 to the
score.
crib. Elk Point Jefferson, hungry Huskies. They win 48-0.
That kid is a monster. And 11A, number 1 Sioux Falls Christian is the lone unbeaten. Vermillion looks to change that on the road. The Chargers find the red zone again, and this time it's Jensen Pixler who finds the house to buffer Christian's lead and make it 4-0. Chargers cruise on to this in a 48-7 victory.
And in Nebraska, the Wayne Blue Devils in search of an upset against undefeated and number 4 Columbus Lakeview. That wait may have to continue. Pick up action late in the first half. Wayne trailing 27-0. Lakeview with the ball. Ryland Vergutz finds Nash Neck streaking down the sidelines. That touchdown puts the visitors up 34-0. With under a minute left in the first half, Vikings knocking on the door again. Brandon Deanda drags Blue Devil defenders into the end zone with him. Style points, if you will. Columbus Lakeview would lead 41-0 at the half. They win 55-7.
The Plainview Pirates have won the last 2 meetings against Laurel Concord Coleridge. LLC looking for its first series win since 2022. Plainview strikes in the first drive. Kobe Martins hands it to Gage Walton, who waltzes into the end zone for 6. Next Pirate possession. Martins pitches to the Gage. Walton on the option. Walton takes it in for his second score of the game. Plainview up 14-0 in the first quarter. Now on their next possession, it's Walton again. This time from the Wildcats, takes it around the left side for his third touchdown of the game, going for the hat trick. Plainview up 21-0 after the first quarter, and they go on to beat LCC 62-19.
And a big win there. Let's take a look at some scores from around the area. Let's start off on the Iowa side. Pocahontas area takes down South Hamilton. That should say Pocahontas area, 43-36. Not MVAOCLU. Meanwhile, West Monona takes down Westwood at 28-20 in double overtime. A big win there for the Spartans. And in Nebraska, here we go. Pierce falls short to O'Neill, 33-21, while Dakota Valley goes on the road to take down Beersford, 17-14. Well, tons of our local teams enjoyed home cooking with wins on their home turf, with the Musketeers looking to join that party, kicking off its home slate with I-29 rival Sioux Falls. The Musketeers and the Stampede going at it. Muskies coming off its first one of the year after taking down Tri-City. Stampede have won their last 2 games. Sioux Falls looking to string 3 in a row here. Brent Solomon on the receiving end of the one-timer. Detroit Red Wings prospect scores in back-to-back games. Stampede storm out to a 1-0 lead. Later in the first, no nameplate, no problem. Mason Stenger, welcome to Sioux City. First USHL goal ties this game up at 1 apiece. Muskies get a big win, taking down Sioux Falls 5-4. We've got to take another break, but don't go anywhere,
because we'll announce our nightly awards, including Player of the Week honors, as well as Top Stop, so stay in the zone.
I'm Jackson Paulsrud, your SportsZone Player of the Week, and your Player of the Week is coming up next.
Welcome back. It's finally time to hand out our weekly Top Stop and Player of the Week award. And as you saw, we had a ton of great highlights, and with that come a lot of great candidates. So let's reveal our Player of the Week. This week's winner, our newest SportsZone Player of the Week, going to Lawton Bronson's Noah Drew, the Eagles quarterback. Spectacular, wonderful, however you want to say it. How about masterclass in the team's winning against Alta Aurelia, throwing for 239 yards and 2 touchdowns, adding 36 rushing yards on the ground as well, and not 1 but 2 TDs, and the Eagles 61-22 home win over Alta Aurelia. Noah, congrats from our entire SportsZone crew. Now, Alexander, our top stop, who is it?
Our top stop of the night goes to Bishop Heelan's Caden Lester. Dutchman looking to get in the game in the third quarter. Crusaders come out big with the interception. Heelan shuts out MOC Floyd Valley 21, obviously, to nothing in that game. And that was a big stop for them right there to keep that game going.
Absolutely, and that was in the third quarter, so it was scoreless at halftime.
Yes.
Heelan scored. MOC, if you saw our highlights, they had that punt. And then back and forth they went. Heelan pulled out late in the end. But let's talk about game of the week. You had your first time 8-player football.
Yeah, I've actually never seen 8-man football, so that was actually kind of exciting. I did research earlier about the game for the 6 p.m. live shot, and was like, wow, but these teams run a lot. And then first play of the game, I realized there wasn't 22 people on the field, and that the field was much shorter. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. That's why.
It's a lot different, isn't it?
Very different. It's almost like Canadian football, kind of.
Well, you have to get used to it because we have a lot of great 8-player football teams. And the Musketeers pulling out a big win, of course, in their home opener against Sioux Falls. They lost both their games in the Fall Classic, one last weekend against Tri-City. They play at Fargo tomorrow, so we'll see if they do that and pull out a win. But a great football show for the rest of our scores. That's on our website, SiouxlandProud.com. For Alexander and the rest of our crew, I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time in the Zone.